Good evening and welcome to the Financial Report. Hong Kong telecom shares fell by 2.75% as the U.S. Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, threatened to revoke its rights to operate networks in the U.S., citing national security concerns. Nasir Karim with more.
In what is seen as a bid to curb China's development, the U.S. has repeatedly hindered Chinese companies in recent years on the grounds of national security. The U.S. telecom regulator issued an order to show cause directing HKT and its subsidiaries to explain why the FCC should not commence revocation proceedings, citing its affiliation with China Unicom Americas. If finalized, it would prevent the company from providing international and domestic telecom services to and within the United States. In 2022, the FCC voted to revoke a 2002 authorization for China Unicom and has taken action against other Chinese telecom carriers to operate in the United States. China Unicom in 2022 said the FCC action was without any justifiable grounds and without affording the required due process. China Unicom owns 18% of PCCW, which acquired Hong Kong Telecom in 2000. Richard Lee, the younger son of Tycoon Lee Ka-shing, is chairman and largest shareholder of PCCW. The company is involved in the controversial sale of its global ports to a BlackRock-backed consortium, with the Chinese investor later invited. FCC Chair Brendan Carr said on Wednesday that it is working to ensure that Chinese-controlled entities that pose national security risks to the U.S. cannot connect to our telecom networks. The Chinese embassy did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. The FCC said in 2022 that China Unicom Americas is ultimately owned and controlled by the Chinese government. Last week, Carr said major U.S. online retail websites removed several million listings for prohibited Chinese electronics as part of a crackdown by the agency, including home security cameras and smart watches from companies such as Huawei and Hangzhou Hikvision. The FCC plans to vote on October 28 to tighten restrictions on telecom equipment made by Chinese companies deemed national security risks. Nasir Karim, TVB News.
Japan's Nikkei 225 closed 1.3% higher as investor sentiment was lifted by a strong start to the earnings season and expectations of U.S. rate cuts. Japan's core machinery orders, excluding ships and electric power, fell 0.9% month-on-month in August, missing market expectations for a 0.4% gain. But they marked improvement from a 4.6% drop in July. South Korea's Kospi surged to a record high, adding 2.5% to more than 3,748 on buying of tech and auto stocks. It was spurred by hopes of a trade deal with U.S. Samsung Electronics, and automakers Hyundai Motor and Kia Core were among the big gainers. Largely flat in China, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index shed 0.09% after swinging between gains and losses throughout the day. The Shanghai Composite Index added 0.1%. Sliding in tandem with our broader market benchmark, Hang Seng TechEdge closed the day down 1.18% to 6,003 points. European markets around afternoon trading, stocks in London struggling on the back of tepid UK GDP reading, with UK FTSE down 0.27%, while its peers in Europe are making strides. French CAC is up 0.9% and German DAX up 0.03%. And that's the Financial Report. Thank you for watching.